first question really is just like that everyone really wants to know is how did you start Top Ballers?
Yeah, nah, bro, look, listen, first and foremost, you're obviously here in London. I appreciate you coming down, obviously attending our event as well, which I'm sure you guys will see as well. But I think, yeah, just to jump straight into it, bro, I've been involved in football from playing to coaching to so many different avenues. So it's deeper than just the story I'm about to say. But yeah, just involved in football in so many different ways. But to just dive straight into the story, it was essentially, I was sat back playing FIFA, you know, as you do with your boy. I'm there playing with my boy. And I just turned to him and I said, you know, I'd smoke you on a 1v1. And he just says, yo, like, what do you mean? And I just thought, you know what, like, in that lobby, and guys who play FIFA, they'll know what I'm talking about. When you're in that lobby and it's the game mode and you're waiting to play against another player and it's you versus the goalkeeper, I remember thinking, imagine it was me and the other team's player versus the goalkeeper. So went back to the drawing board, started designing out what the format could look like. And then my cousin and my brother, who are obviously heavily involved in football so long as well, presented something to them and we patched it all up, and then we created the format of Top Baller, which people obviously see now. We set out to do, the plan was to do, London's obviously divided west, north, east, south. So we said, you know what, we're going to find the best baller in each one of those areas and then do an all-stars. Whether we get 1 view, whether we get 50 million views, whatever happens, we're going to do that. So 5 events and we're here 17 months later.
Wow, only 17 months later. So you started this in 2023?
2023, yeah.
Wow. You guys have already grown over 200K on Instagram. How much? Like 200K on YouTube as well?
Yeah, like 250 something on YouTube as well.
Wow, that's crazy. And what piqued like my attention is just like the dedication that y'all have. Like y'all are really like grinding and putting out videos every single week. And it's not just putting out videos, like y'all are like really changing lives by like, you know, giving the kids contracts and getting people notice and shout. So it's really, really cool.
No, I appreciate that, man. Honestly, that's one part of, I think, Top Baller, which we probably haven't shown as much. So far, we've helped 5 different players get into different academies across the UK. And yeah, man, it's surreal. Like, I'd be lying to you if I told you it's not. It's almost like a dream, innit? It's like I gotta pinch myself sometimes. It's like I'm doing the thing I love doing the most and I'm changing so many lives while I was doing it. Before this, I was coaching in different academies, within Premier League academies, as I mentioned to you. And that was insane. That was surreal doing that as well. It was sick. And I was always working within football, which is what I wanted to do. But to take that onto social media and obviously do it at a bigger scale is just, yeah, man, it's crazy. And like, I mean, yeah, like I was saying, 16, 17 months, it's like we crossed 500 million views the other week, like last week or 2 weeks ago across everything. So it's sick, man. So we just want to continue to push. As you said about the dedication, I think you've now already seen maybe a little bit more behind the scenes since we're here. But yeah, it's crazy, man. We keep pushing. We just want to get bigger and better for everyone that's been watching us and supporting us.
And then how did you even get into football? Was that like always your sport growing up?
Oh, bro, you know, it's like I'm a Londoner through and through, with obviously Portuguese and Angolan heritage, but born and raised here in London. So I consider myself a big Londoner. And you know, here in London it's football. Yeah. Everything's football. Every school. You saw the under-12 kids the other day, and it's not a joke. So everything's football focused over here. So I was always playing football from a really young age. Played for different academies at a younger age. Lots of different football teams. Carried on playing it into my later teens. Playing non-league, where non-league is essentially like semi-professional, is just below all the professional teams, which is what we call non-league over here. Really enjoyed that. And then at about 15, 16 years old, I remember hearing about a specific area of football, which is performance analysis. And I love that. Done my coaching courses, done my degree, done my masters. And yeah, man, then ended up working for lots of different football teams, coaching lots of different kids.
Dang. So you got your bachelor's and your master's in, what was the degree?
So the degree was in sports coaching, and
you got your master's in that?
No, master's is in psychology.
Psychology. Wow.
But in relation to sport.
That's so crazy. How was that? Because I'm gonna graduate in May 2025, and for my bachelor's, I'm gonna pursue my master's in sociology. So it's kind of similar. Yeah. But how was it for you?
It was sick. I think for me, at the forefront of anything, I think it's just understanding people. I think even before like really knowing it was going into coaching at 15 years old, you know, I was always decent with numbers. I'm not going to exaggerate. Never enjoyed English or many other subjects besides PE and numbers. I like the fact that 2 + 2 is 4. Whereas if somebody tells me the sky is blue, what does that mean? I say, I don't care. It's like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like, I like there being one answer and not 50 different answers. But yeah, with psychology, like I said, it's really just the understanding of people, which is why a big thing while I was doing even my sports coaching degree, whilst coaching different just grassroots teams on the sides, what I was doing, I was working as a PE teacher, physical education, in different schools. So I've worked in primary schools, secondary schools. I've worked in PRU, so pupil prevention unit. So it's where kids essentially get expelled through either having just a really tough upbringing background or for maybe going a bit too crazy in school doing whatever they were doing, innit? So I've worked across a whole range. I probably worked in more than like 30 schools across London, from primary, high school to PRUs. And for me, it was all about just the more kids that I can understand how you behave. It's like, as a coach, before you get in and you sell your philosophies, I think if you can sell yourself as a person, they're going to buy into you as a person. Then they'll buy into whatever ideas you have, and as they like saying here, run through a brick wall for you.
So that makes total sense. I can understand like the connection of like how you're like so like understanding of like the kids, and I can understand like how like you're doing well with like your 1v1s is because you understand people and you studied it, and like 30 different schools in London alone, that is insane.
Nice. It's always through, I guess, to break that down. Some people are like, how the hell you do a jump from school to school? So it's when you work in agencies. So obviously over here, you can choose to work for an agency. I'm sure just like in America as well. And when you work in an agency, they put you in a school for 2 months as cover. Then you're in another school for 1 month as cover. Then another school for 3 weeks. And, if the schools like you, then they'll try and offer you like a full-time contract. But because I was always studying at the same time as working, it was just, I always knew that my studies came at the front of everything. And I just really enjoyed it. I'm the sort of person I would rather travel more and experience different things, even if my commute is longer and it messes up your routine a little bit more, as opposed to just traveling from A to B to A to B. I've always liked that, which is why, as you can imagine now with Top Baller, being able to travel everywhere, it's like it's amazing.
I'm the same way with content. I would rather just be everywhere than just being here.
It's why you're here, bro. It's why you're here.
Exactly, man. Like, I'm still in school as well. Like, I'm still doing school online, but I was like, I had this opportunity and I was like, dang, like I can connect with Top Ballers. I can connect with you guys and go to the NFL games. I was like, sometimes you just got to take that I wouldn't even say risk, but just like that thing. I don't know, because especially if you have a vision to like get to the top, like you do.
Yo, I need some brain like Bay, let me see how you thinking. Me, I was sat there broke like you, seeing the clock just ticking. I'm kinda bitch, I be on